Okay, once again, we're gonna move on to end truck repair. Mr. Jones.
Mr. Chairman, this truck repair issue, after I did a little question and talk with Mr. Terrell, I found out that this truck repair, $14,000 was due to the lack of maintenance. And my concern is we've got 14 dump trucks. We've got one down with $14,000 repair due to the lack of maintenance. How many more do we have that we're going to have to deal with in the near future with similar problems or other equipment? And I think it's been a couple of years since we've had a shop supervisor that was capable of handling the maintenance program on these vehicles and equipment. And it's actually pretty urgent. We've got probably $4 or $5 million worth of equipment down there, and we don't have it. We've got one mechanic that's working himself to death now, trying to keep it up. And I would like this board to look at hiring some personnel to put in a shop that's capable of maintaining it. You know, it's not only the maintenance cost, it's a safety issue with this equipment going up and down the road every day. And we've got to try to keep employees there that we can depend on to keep the maintenance. We have, you know, we need to set up some kind of preventive maintenance schedule. We've got GPSs that's capable of doing that. That's probably one of the easiest. We've got computer programs that we can set up to do this. And the cost of equipment and repairs, for instance, that one, you know, $14,000 repair on an 06 model dump truck, from basically it was like with $2 grease, you know, that could be applied on a periodic basis that would keep this from happening. And it's just something that we need to address, you know, pretty quickly.
Do you have any recommendations?
Well, I recommend trying to hire somebody to replace our shortages there in the shop with personnel to be able to.
I think we discussed this week, I think, Tom, maybe don't we have some positions available? So we're 6 people short, or 6 positions short at Road Bridge, or that was a discussion we had earlier.
That's correct.
So we have some money in the budget there.
Well, we do have some vacancies that have not been filled.
But they were budget vacancies.
But they were budget.
Absolutely.
Mr. Jones, do you want to put that in the form of a motion, or we want to direct?
Steve, do you think we need to, that Tom needs to go ahead and get with his mechanic and not all at once? I mean, not shut the crews down, but go ahead, make sure every one of those trucks is serviced the way it needs to make sure that we don't have that happen again?
Commissioner, first of all, since, and this has been ongoing for a long time, but you know, this kind of brings, you know, the urgency up. We're actually bringing in, first of all, every 2006 dump truck, where we've created a new maintenance program, or a set check off for our one mechanic plus whoever we can find to help them for that day. We had 2, but one just recently also quit. We've already come up with a brand new checklist of everything else we're going to do on all the dump trucks. We're bringing in the 2006 first, because that was a 2006 model. Then we're bringing in a couple of 2002s, and then we'll bring all the rest of them. And all the dump trucks will have gone through the shop at a very high level of service and check before the 15th of February. Then right after that, for the same very high level of service and check, will be the road graders by the mid of March. And then after that, every F-150, 250 we got. So that, but we still have work to do. Okay. But, so to answer your question, we're already on that as far as, and dump trucks first.
But there's no feasible way that one guy can do it.
No, and I'm sorry, in the perfect world, we actually have, because of FEMA and some other stuff, we're running dump trucks every day and trying to get, but in the perfect world, if a dump truck driver's truck is down, we don't have another truck for him to run that day. He is helping the mechanic. Fortunately, we've had a couple of guys, our sign shop, and then the new person working in the sign shop, who took Billy's place, is very skilled, and when he has moments, he has stepped up to the plate without being asked him to help. Motrin operator was down for 2 days the other day. He just chose upon himself to go in there and start working.
That's right.
Okay, but then he's off the road. I mean, they're just, that's what's happening right now. That
What I think the board is looking for is someone that we can hold accountable. Supervisor position that we got to put in.
Okay.
That's put in and.
we've had conversations with Marla.
Well, give me this second. What I'd like to see us do is, task, Ms. Hayes and Mr. Hamilton, unless you want to do it right this minute, but, I think we need a short of certified shop mechanic.
Already got it. We're ready to
And,
go.
so, I mean,
Would you like numbers, is that what you're asking for?
well, by doing that, can we combine some of the open positions, or are we gonna, I mean, how's that gonna work out?
Well, to compensate for the salaries, then we'll probably have to do that. You'll have to take the vacant positions that are funded but vacant and combine their salaries to compensate for that, preferably an ASC certified user.
I think short, quick, and in a hurry, we'll make that salary back and just not taking everything through.
Yeah, for sure.
And-
I agree with Congressman. Now, we got the,
We,
if you're looking at a grade of 10, a PW10 is what we call it, an annual cost with his benefits and a salary of $21.20 an hour is $57,300.52 a year. And so that's a year. So we already into this fiscal year, so you're looking at, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 grand somewhere around there.
Federal salary, our benefit.
Well, is anybody, I mean, okay, we've already got the numbers, do we have the money?
We currently are at 25% of our shop budget in salaries, but Blaine is left, so that will compensate for some of it. And
well, we need to replace Blaine too.
So,
Because
okay.
he's the field service.
But to answer your question is, yes, we'll have that much money in the budget because our,
So we could entertain a motion today?
We will have salary savings from one dump truck driver,
correct,
and then we will eventually, if we replace the sign guy with the dump truck driver, we will have salary savings from that because there'll be no payout, like if somebody leaving, you know.
So you're not asking, you're not gonna be asking for additional budget?
I don't think we need additional funding, no, sir,
For this budget year,
for this budget year, correct.
Basically, once you don't have, the mechanic you've got down there now, he's very good. He's just not certified and doesn't have the skill level that we're looking for to oversee the whole operation, the PM programs, and the maintenance, and that's something that he can work his way into later on.
I would love to see that.
He's good, he's an excellent, it's not his fault. It's just that he can't keep it all up. Gentlemen, it takes 3 to 4 people full time.
And he has the ability to learn too from that guy. And so, I mean,
Absolutely, we want to put somebody in there that can.
yeah, we want to empower him,
Bring
not tear
him
him down.
along to keep him, you know, and I want to praise him for keeping all this stuff going as long as he has by himself, you know, with what little bit of help that, Mr. Terrell's talking about, you had to steal one from here and there to do so. But we've got millions of dollars worth of equipment down there, we've got safety of the citizens of this county to think about too, that we need to keep this stuff up, and therefore it will run, you know. When you've got maintenance bills, you know, engines are $20,000, and trunnions are $14,000, you know, this stuff is expensive, and it's hard to keep up, and it takes a lot of effort to do so, you know. And Tom and Hank, they've came in here in the last few months. This problem didn't just happen in the last few months. It's been going on for a pretty good while.
Mr. Joyner, I passed the gavel to co-chairman Abbott. I'd like to make a motion that we create that position for a certified mechanic, and just like whatever you had said there, Hank.
Yes, sir, for $21.20 an hour grade of PW10.
Does that fall in the category?
It does. It won't take the mechanic to the level that our supervisors are, Johnny and Danny are.
Right.
So it's right under that. If you want to do that, it would be a little more. that it's right under that. And I even looked at a neighboring county, and that's consistent with where theirs is.
Well, if it makes us competitive.
I'll second the motion.
So, just so we're clear with me and Marla, we'll create the position, get the job description, and are you also giving us permission to advertise for the position as well? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
We've got a motion, we need a second, sorry.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Does that also, we don't need a motion, you already got the position available for the other mechanic one that's left,
Yeah.
correct?
No, we have a vacancy that we're going to
Okay,
fill
all
on
right,
that.
so we're in good shape.
It is existing vacancy as of February 3rd.
Just wanna be sure.
Now I'd like to bring up something. Item N brought up a new discussion, and I just, for clarification purposes for myself, is item N was truck repair. Truck number 2959 repair to be formed at bell frame and brake. Did we approve that?
I think it fell under their signing limit, so it didn't have to come
Yeah,
before us
we brought it for information.
for information.
Okay. It fell within y'all's assignment?
Yes, it is.
We got it lowered.
Yeah, that's approximately, it was originally 14,000.
And the truck has already been moved over to, it's now called Man Automotive and Diesel.
Yeah, they had changed
And
the name.
the truck has already been moved over there.
And while we're on the subject, would this board be interested in let's re-implementing the GPS services on the vehicles, kind of maybe directing staff to please do so?
It paid for itself 100 times.
They,
Okay.
we still have it.
I thought it was
We
already
still,
done.
No, we still have it,
But we're not monitoring.
But we're not monitoring.
And there's some vehicles that it
Go ahead,
wasn't
Tom.
on.
Go ahead, Tom.
We do monitor. Danny and Johnny are both instructed randomly once a week to pull one vehicle every week, just to monitor for turn on, turn off, idle time, this and that. They're monitored for speed limits, and currently that's on the vehicles that had a while ago. We have the new drum trucks, and I think 2 new graders do not have GPS on them. And our contract right now is in effect. And the way the contract is written, if we put any, and this is a decision about, the second we put a new piece of equipment into service on the GPS system, it renews the contract for 2 years, because they have an expense of their own. I'm glad to go ahead out and get the rest of the equipment done. We actually have them coming in this week, I believe this week, to one switch over one of the GPSs from the old truck that we took out of service into the new truck for that service, and also to repair a couple of them that we weren't getting accurate readings on. But we are monitoring.
What about the new equipment, the side boom mowers and stuff like that? They got GPS on
They
them?
don't, I don't know if we moved those over or not. We did move them over on the mowers, for sure.
Yeah. That's one of the cheapest ways of keeping up with the maintenance
Yeah.
and usage logs, you know, so.
I'll say this. If the original boom mowers had the GPS
I
on
don't think they do.
okay, because everything it does was moved over.
It may be that some equipment that, or what we're
Yeah.
paying, $80,000 to $100,000 for a boom mower now.
Oh, yes, sir.
So that it might be feasible to put I think motor graders, if I'm not mistaken, now come standard with a GPS, you just have to activate it.
It's factory proprietary, and it's not quite the same
It's
system.
not the same system.
It's a very valuable system, but it's more geared towards maintenance and remote maintenance.
Well, that's the reason they put them on, but maintenance stuff.
They like that stuff.
When we're talking about and most of the public don't understand it, the motor grader is $250,000. A dump truck is $160,000. So certainly, if we can afford to buy this equipment, we can afford to hire people to maintain it, you know, and keep it usable. That's a, responsibility we have as taxpayers of this county.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're doing the maintenance, we're keeping up, we're facilitating that with a new shop guy, mechanic, and utilizing the GPS. We put a lot of money out there in the last few years, and we've got some good equipment.
Sure
Love
do.
to see it.
Everybody's been committed for it.
Okay.
We just need to take the effort.
So it's, just make sure, I'm going to go ahead and proceed here. It's the commission's will that I go ahead and get pricing on putting GPS on all the dump trucks that do not have it on, and the 2 road graders that do not have it on. But not on all the F-150s that just go out and sit on the side of the road. But the production equipment, so if it's the boom mowers, I know it's on the brush mowers. Okay, I understand.
And
We'll go
also,
ahead.
with the understanding that the board agrees to automatically renew that contract once because that's the terms and conditions of the contract, once you add new equipment, it extends the life of the contract for another 2 years.
As long as it's not detrimental and we're already using it,
We are.
I mean, I would review it, but I don't understand what it's here.
I also want to say that it's as much for the employee and the operator's protection as it is. I mean, there was times in the past where we had some dump trucks accused of some things, and we went back and looked at GPS. In fact, they weren't anywhere in that area, so.
And when we have our monthly full staff meetings, that's one of the things we remind everybody, that GPS is running and working, and
Yeah. Those Anderson Columbia trucks look a lot like our trucks, if you just
Oh.
don't get a good year.
yes, we all know that GAC and county trucks are the same people.
Yeah.
I'm glad you do have the monitor
Yes.
program. I'm glad to hear that, because I felt like for a while there, we were paying for it, nobody was opening it.
No, we look at it, Johnny and Danny both have very clear instructions.
I'm not sure if you hire in as your mechanic would appreciate that too. That would be great beneficial for him to keep up his maintenance. That alone would pay for the service.
Hank, do you have access to that?
I do, sir.